Linda happily says to her sister, "Tina, today is finally your wedding day." Just then, their mom comes running in, out of breath, and says, "Daughter, something bad happened." Tina looks confused. "What happened, Mom?" Mom takes a deep breath and says, "Oh no, your groom just arrived at the gate of the neighborhood." At that moment, the groom also walks over and stops nearby, listening to them. Mom continues, "But he has a disability in his leg." Tina gets upset. "Oh, he has a disability? So what if he does?" "Mom, what car did he come in? Does he have money?" Mom explains, "What car? I saw it myself. He got off a public bus. There were no wedding cars or anything. Who gets married like this?" Tina starts crying. "No, Mom. How can I marry him like this? I'm not getting married." Mom tries to convince her. "Daughter, even if you don't want to, the wedding can't stop now. The dowry money he gave, I already spent it. So what are we supposed to do now?" Tina gets frustrated and says, "I don't know, but I'm not marrying someone who's poor." Tina then looks closely at her stepsister Linda, smiles, and says, "Sis, why don't you get married in my place?" Linda is shocked. "What? Marriage isn't a game. How can we just switch like that?" Tina smirks. "What's the problem? He has a leg disability, and you're the adopted daughter. You two are like a match made in heaven." Linda turns to Mom and says, "Mom, do you hear what she's saying? This is wrong." Mom says firmly, "My real daughter is right. I raised you all these years. Now it's time for you to repay me. Go, change your clothes." Tina angrily adds, Yes, hurry up." She grabs Linda's hand and pulls her away. A little while later, after changing clothes, Tina says to Mom, "Mom, look." Mom looks at Linda and says in surprise, "Oh, after changing clothes, you actually look like a real bride." Just then, the groom steps closer and says, "Sorry, we're late." Mom turns around, smiling. Welcome, my good son-in-law. You finally made it." The groom smiles. "Sorry, my legs aren't good, and I couldn't get a taxi for a long time." Mom smiles. "No worries, you're here now. That's all that matters. Here, take her." She pushes Linda forward. Linda turns to Mom and says, "Mom, I can get married in my sister's place. Even though I'm not your biological daughter, I'm grateful that you raised me. From today, everything between us is even." Then she turns to the groom and says, "Let's go." They start walking away together. A little farther ahead, the groom says to Linda, "The truth is, my legs really aren't well. If you marry me, you'll face hardships. You can still change your mind if you want." Linda confidently says, "It's okay. Once I've made a decision, I stick to it. Don't worry. Let's go home." They hold hands and continue walking. A bit later, when they reach the house, the groom says, "Linda, this is my home." Linda looks at the house in shock. "This big house is yours? But you said you were poor." The groom tells his assistant to leave, and the assistant walks away. He says to Linda, "Yes, this is my house." Linda asks in surprise, "But Mom said you were poor. That's why my sister refused to marry you." Suddenly, the groom stands up from the wheelchair. Linda is shocked. "Your legs, they're fine." The groom explains, "Because all the other girls only wanted to marry me for money. That's why. I was just testing all of you. I needed someone with a good heart, and I found her." He smiles and asks, "And you're happy with me too, right?" He reaches out his hand. Linda smiles and says, "Yes," and takes his hand. The groom then turns to the viewers and says, "Did I do the right thing by testing them? Tell me your opinion in the comments. And how many points would you give this story out of 10?